What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Oil Street, presented by Boston Pizza. We are here at South Fort Chevrolet, where it's been an absolutely glorious day. You think I should shoot Jay in the back of his calf?
As he makes a sales call.
Oh, I just missed him. Do we know who he's talking to? Is it an important sales call?
I think it's one he wants to lock in.
For us, or is he selling a truck here?
He's not selling a truck.
I could. Oh, look at this
Daniel,
guy.
He's got his. Oh boy, here we go.
Looking good. Oh, the pretzels are out there.
Let's go.
Beautiful pretzels are here.
They've got the barbecue going.
Dance,
monkey. They got him.
All right, we got him. I'm having too much fun out here.
Joaquin Gage is here.
I don't know why you wouldn't buy a car here. Did you just buy tires?
Something?
You got a quote for tires. What will it take me to get you into those tires today?
0% financing today.
It's awesome here. This is a very fun place.
It's been very comfortable.
Hey,
very well.
There's lots of treats. They got the I hit 113 on the slap shot machine.
It's
with a hockey ball.
Jay and Jocelyn were here. Jay broke his stick.
I know. Then he went and bought another one.
That's two. The Nasties are the best. Francis just dropped off. Francis and Atif were here. Old Wheels. They just dropped off a nice bundle of snacks. We're actually the back of this Colorado Bison ZR2.
Nice looking truck.
It's filling up nicely.
It is filling up nicely. It's for the Fort Sask Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah, it's been really good here.
So swing on by. If you put something in the back of that truck, I think you get to enter a little draw there too.
Yeah.
And yeah, great deals here all day. Wonderful staff. Like a real
fantastic.
We're sitting here. That's the general manager. They're all dressed up for Oktoberfest.
Yes.
But we've been sitting here all day, and I don't even really feel out of place.
I'm very comfortable right now.
Like I've been holding this gun all day, and nobody's even looked at me awkwardly.
Daniel has a wall of Nerf guns.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You hit me with his Gatling
Sorry,
gun
buddy.
that has a tripod.
Did any of those hurt?
No, the one in the head I felt.
Yeah,
but when you're a man like me, nothing rattles you. I'm just kidding. I'm very sensitive.
This one says Zedmo, Honest Tom Gazzola. Come on down. Would that be your car salesman name? Honest Tom Gazzola?
It'd just be the shadiest guy.
What would my name be?
I don't know if I have the cajones to sell.
Get a deal done, Dusty.
Get a deal done. Deal and Dusty.
Deal and Dusty. Come on down today to DC. Deal and Dusty at South Fort Chevrolet.
Damn job. I take 40 smoke.
Deal's so good, you're going to want to buy two.
Let's get you.
Swing on by. We are at South Fort Chevrolet. We will be here to the end of the Reed Wilkins show today at 6 o'clock. So 3 to 6, swing on by. If you've not yet checked out the Reed Wilkins show, absolute smash hit. Reed Wilkins is hilarious, and it's an awesome program every afternoon from 3 to 6. And, of course, coming up, Hernan and Gage are already here for EST afternoons. Oh, you just got a thumbs up. I don't know what it is, but it's a thumbs up.
I know what it is.
It's a shooting them off for glue guy. This is great. Jay, I bet you could sell a car before the end of your show today.
There he is.
I know. I just feel like all of a sudden Jay's going to be like, hey, I sold a truck.
He will.
I could see it.
Don't tempt him.
I could see it happening.
Here's the thing. Like, we've been here all morning. It's been fantastic. I've been looking for the vending machine and the Twix bars because I want to get into it with the service manager.
Candy lineup.
The candy line. They were all Twix.
Twix. Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Look, man, but if you want to buy a truck from great people at a great place, we cannot say better things about South Fort Chevrolet. This is incredible out here, man.
Today, and then Claire's going to hop on with I think
Reed Wilkins show
and Jay, and there's going to be some other incentives if you're looking to buy a vehicle today, show to show. But absolutely tremendous. Boys and Girls Club, snacks for them, draw to win some prizing, and then the AAA Fort Saskatchewan Rangers team. U17 is going to be out there, and they've got the grill going too. So if you're hungry,
they got the pretzels out there and everything. It's real nice vibes down here today. So swing on by, say hi, and just really nice people.
Fantastic.
So that's look. If these people were jerks, I'd tell you, but they've all been fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. Very welcoming.
They've all been fantastic. Okay, so what about this? We'll get into the Oilers. Obviously, they got. We got the preseason game tonight. Kind of a big one, actually. Chris Johnson was on our show today. Man, is he good?
CJ's fantastic.
He's going to be incredible.
Yep.
But I went for dinner last night at Ruth's Chris.
Yeah.
Ruth's Chris?
As Eric puts
it. Ruth Chris.
Ruth Chris.
Let's
go to Ibiza.
I went in there last night, and they said, wow, the most popular media person we've ever had in here. And I thought, wow, that's incredible. I can't believe you would say that when Stoff comes here all the time.
He has lunch there once every week.
I couldn't believe it.
And Mark Connolly's brother runs it.
Yeah, well, Mark Connolly be the most famous person that's been in there probably.
Mark's fantastic.
Anyway, they made me take my hat off.
It is a fancier place.
I didn't know it was that. Like, I knew it was fancy, but I didn't know it. And I would have taken my hat off anyway. Like when I sit down at the table, I'll take my hat off anyway.
Yeah.
But like before I even went in the dining room, they're like, you have to take your hat off to go in the dining room.
Yeah.
Then I looked and everybody was dressed up fancy.
Nice
but I had dinner last night with 4 bald guys. Can you believe this? Like, what are the odds? Like, 4 bald guys. It was crazy to me. And so when I walk in, Tommy, I look and I go, oh, there's Miles and his buddies. And in my mind, I was like, oh man, all 4 guys are bald. It's like being in a golf group with 4 lefties. Everybody's like, oh my God, I can't believe we're all lefties. Yeah. So I was like, do I make a joke about this to break the ice?
Did you?
No, they did.
Oh,
so I got to the table and they were like, hey, you'll notice we're all bald. I was just like, I do notice. So it was, it was a real good time last night.
I
real
would
fun
imagine
time.
Food, great company.
Yeah.
Bruce Chris is honestly tremendous. And yeah, it's one of those like treats. Like you can't, unless you have a lot of money.
Oh man.
You can't be going there all
It's
the time.
pricey. There's no doubt. Yeah.
But it is one of those ones where did you go into the downstairs?
I didn't know. I did not. I saw the stairs.
Yeah.
But I did not. Nice. I was already nervous for being downtown. Right. So
yeah. You were in my hood.
I was.
You were there.
This is that Markstrom save.
It was a nice save. The season has begun, by the way. The puck has dropped on the NHL regular season.
Dang, that is a nice save.
That's ridiculous. They're doing the global series.
Give me the slow-mo here. Here we go.
Yeah,
perfect time.
The back ball, Darlene with the point shot, little redirection, a ricochet off the back. Obe Kubel tries to put it into
That's a good save. Man, he reached back while he was still falling forward.
That was a great save.
Did you see that? Yeah, that's real nice.
Kevin Weeks blew up and went crazy describing it.
I don't know.
Oh my, Claire, what are we?
What the hell is that?
Come on,
what is that?
Bring that. Show everybody what you got. It is.
Look at this thing.
Put on.
Okay. Look at this. This here. This is a pretzel. Look at this.
Oh my.
It's the size of a. It's the size of a small baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It looks real salty too.
It's fresh. Get the honey mustard.
Dang, that looks nice.
Oh
yeah, well,
the crew's here.
Let's get into that.
Here, Hernan's here. Rick's still here. We have a baby in house.
Yeah, this baby thinks it's selling cars. Unbelievable.
A fresh bebe.
Yeah. There you go.
More snacks.
No, but that's a great save. Yeah. Great save by Marks.
Excellent.
Anyway, VR Montenegro says all bald guys know each other. I'm in the club. Maybe that is a fair point. Anyway, great guys.
Did not.
Real good time last night. It was from the event we did for kids sport.
Oh,
it was an auction item to go have dinner at Ruth's Chris, and so we cashed that last night.
That was a fun night where we did me,
Belzy, and Big George.
Big George was great.
Yeah,
he was in a good mood that night, which was excellent, and told some phenomenal stories. Oh, that's
yeah. That's what that was. Yeah.
Shout out to Dana Hyman from Kids Sport. They do great work, making sure kids in and around the Edmonton area are able to play sports, because that's where you learn how to be a good teammate, leadership skills, fun, get out of parents. Look
at Chief Addy says, was Gager and Milne 2 of the 4 ball guys?
No,
it was Rashog.
Oh,
I got to work with him tomorrow, so I guess I'll deal with that one. James B says Ethan Bear's on waivers.
I was waiting. Rip City Step actually gave us a preemptive heads up on that one. Let's peel the Band-Aid off. I don't see it happening.
Okay.
I like Ethan Bear very much as a person and as a player. I think his deal is just over $2 million. I don't know if the Oilers are really interested in revisiting Ethan Bear. But I haven't asked, but
yeah, I'd be a little surprised by that.
Yeah,
they seem set on Josh Brown.
Yeah,
Spency 5 cents. He says, "Wait a second, free oil changes for life, 3M, and a fresh baby with all new cars."
Yes.
Look, if you come down here and buy a truck right now, I'll give you that baby.
It is an adorable bebe.
I'll steal that baby, and you can have that. I'll get you a car seat and everything.
He's a cutie.
He's a cute little baby. I'll kiss that baby's cheeks.
He's
real nice baby there.
He's
happy baby. Yeah, very nice.
Those are the best.
All right.
What do you got?
Mark Lanigan says Bear would be better than Josh Brown, but still pass.
And I fully recognize and understand
we would agree,
and agree. It's just I don't.
Problem is that they got 3 guys already that are better than Josh Brown.
Yeah,
and we're still not sure how they're gonna handle that situation.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll see what ends up happening. So the full clip. Did you watch the episodes 5 and 6 yet?
I have not seen.
Okay, I wasn't sure
the
if
show was not out.
Oh, it came out today.
Oh, today?
Yeah,
no,
so
I've been here all day.
Well, I wondered if maybe like it came out like midnight Eastern, 10 o'clock our time, and you watched it last night.
I was in bed.
Okay.
How
about that? How about that most recent clip though?
That was great, and
that was crazy.
I mean, I love what you guys did with the cutting it up.
There's
on
a
the
few
morning
good
shows.
ones. Yeah.
But the NHL actually posted it uncensored.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Did they post it uncensored?
Well, you know how you can do like the connected posts. They did it with PrimeCanada.ca or whatever it's called. And I was like, whoa. And I think, DVD had a sneak peek and he was embargoed. He had an interview with Connor last week and it was embargoed. But he was like, man, you're going to see Connor in a different way. I've spent time around Connor many years, traveling with the team, been around him, certain events, away from events and the rink. I've not seen that Connor McDavid that we saw in the extended clip. And I'm not going to lie to you. If I was a player on that team and that was the way he was speaking after a Game 2 loss in the Stanley Cup final, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm going to go balls to the wall in Game 3 at home.
I said this morning, like if that was after Game 2, I hope in the documentary they show how he handled things after Game 3.
They have to.
Right? Like, to me, that's the part that kind of pays it off.
Yeah.
Right. Like he was furious after Game 2. Then they go home and lose Game 3.
Correct.
How did he handle Game 3? Because the way he handled Game 3 turned them around. Right. Turned them around. And I think that I really want to see that part of it.
Yeah.
I want to see, did he like freak out a little bit again? Somebody said maybe after Game 3, he brought in donuts for everybody. And it was just like, boys, you know what? Don't worry about it. We're almost done. Who cares? There's nothing to lose now.
Yeah.
I'm very fascinated to see how he came out of Game 3.
I think he'd
that
be
is
much
a cute
more
baby.
Composed. That is a cute baby.
Yeah.
It's a very cute baby.
I would assume he'd be much, much more composed, right?
Yeah, because they played good in Game 3, right? They got Bobrovski'd in Game 1. Game 2 wasn't as good. Game 3, they were good. And then they rallied Game 4, 5, and 6. So you have to show how it all plays out. But yeah, the meat and the spicy part was that blow up. And I understand. It's got people talking.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching.
And then this ketchup thing, which is funny. I feel like
we'll get to that too. The first brief little clip had me intrigued. This last clip, I'm 100% going to watch at least episodes 5 and 6 this week.
And I'm thinking the same thing too. Do I need to watch
I don't.
else?
I feel like I probably don't. If 5 and 6 are the juicy ones, and those are the ones that involve the Oilers and the Stanley Cup final and Connor McDavid, that's probably going to be fine for me.
I'm with you 100%. And then I was listening to you guys talk about it on my drive out here. I don't have much interest in the Leaf stuff. Maybe a little bit of the Swayman stuff. Jack Eichel, not really. So maybe I would, a little fast forward action throughout the first couple episodes, and just whenever it gets to the Oilers and the Swayman stuff, I'll watch.
What say you, everybody? How fired up are you for this? 780-218-9999. You can text us in the inbox, and over on the nasty chat, you can get in here on the oil stream presented to you by Boston Pizza. Zedmo, I think I know the answer to this, but do you think Connor would be happier if someone else wore the C and he could just be Connor? No.
But I understand what Zedmo's talking
about. Best player. Yeah, that's why it's not a ridiculous conversation.
No, it's not.
I think it's a kind of a neat question.
Yeah. The burden of the captaincy usually falls on the best player, and I think he fully understands and embraces it. So, yeah, I think he wants to be the guy and is the guy, has shown he is the guy. So no qualms whatsoever with that. And
how good am I at this now?
Much better.
Yeah, I hit both my targets that time.
Good.
It's real good. So what's the deal with this ketchup thing?
All I saw, and it was discussed about, is that apparently in this docu-series, Connor's dislike of ketchup becomes
a fear of ketchup.
Is it that bad, or is it being overblown?
Well, so Wyshynski, he got a sneak peek at this thing.
Greg.
Yeah, he's a Edmonton Sports Talk regular. He tweeted out yesterday, and I quote tweeted, and so his quote was, some great scenes with Connor McDavid at home with Lauren, who makes perhaps the greatest revelation of the series. Connor is afraid of ketchup. Their personal chef sneaks her bottles of ketchup at the table for her when he's not looking.
That's funny.
Now, like, I know some people might laugh about this, but this is the second person I know who's
You said Brit
deathly afraid of ketchup. Like,
Brit is
never
too?
seen anything like it. We're sitting at the Elephant Castle in Winnipeg. You know, there's a regular table set up, and you got your knives and forks and your salt and peppers and your ketchups and took the ketchup out. And she was like sitting where you are, took the ketchup out, used it, put it down. She goes, "Can you move that away from me?" Like what are you talking about? She goes, "You can't put that ketchup that close to me. I'm like afraid of it." I was like, "Come on." And I always thought she was just a weirdo, and that was the only, like, she'd be the only person in the world who's afraid of ketchup. But then I see that Connor McDavid's afraid of ketchup, and it totally blew my mind. How can you be afraid of ketchup?
It won't hurt you. I'll tell you that much.
I mean, if you got it in your eye, maybe, like, would it hurt you in your eye? Like,
I feel like it doesn't happen ever that ketchup gets in your eye unless you're hitting the Heinz bottle at people. Because even when you squirt it doesn't really go that far. That's weird. Like, I was trying to think, like, what food condiment would I say just don't put it close to me? Like, pickled herring is gross.
Oh, man, I hate pickled herring.
Like, if you put an open jar of pickled herring beside, I'd be like, gross. Please don't put that.
You know what? Now that I said earlier today, I wasn't afraid of food, but when I was a child, and so the weird thing is my wife also loves pickled herring, but my dad loved pickled herring. And at Christmas time, that's usually when he'd get it.
Yeah.
He'd open it up and he'd like chase me around with the pickled herring.
Yeah, I wouldn't be.
So I don't think like if I was just sitting here and the pickled herring was here, I wouldn't be like, "Oh my God." But I've been chased with pickled herring in the past. So maybe McDavid's dad chased him around with a ketchup bottle as a child.
Stinky dead fish, and then you've got like a delicious tomato paste thingy. It's a little bit different. But anyway.
Somebody today had texted in and said that they have a buddy or somebody at work who's like deathly afraid of bananas. Like if it comes down the room, he's like, "Get that away from me."
Delicious and nutritious.
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's
okay.
So yeah, see the text from Dudley? Read that. I don't know what that word is, but
hit us up in the inbox 780-218-9999. Dudley says it's a real thing. Mortuuscues phobia is actually the fear of tomato ketchup. Mortuuscues phobia.
Why would it be called Mortuuscues phobia? Like
double U's, 2 U's, SEQUUS phobia. So,
all right,
man. Hey, the brain works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, I guess. What's the strangest thing you put ketchup on?
That's a good question.
Sometimes I'll put it on corn niblets.
I don't mind that.
You know that smoked ham and chicken stromboli sandwich that I always get at the presenting sponsor?
Yeah.
The odd time I will mix, I'll dip that in ketchup every once in a while.
Okay. I don't think I go outside the norm when it comes to ketchup. I do put sour cream on cabbage rolls, and people have told me that that's weird.
Yeah, I don't really eat cabbage rolls.
I love cabbage rolls. The Polish version over the Ukrainian version all day, every day has meat, and they're bigger, and it has like a tomato sauce coating.
Yeah, but is it shepherd's pie or is it
cottage pie?
Cottage pie.
How about a Wannick?
How do you do that?
Unbelievable.
How do you go on the hang-on with them all day for 2 days, for 2 hours? We got a great picture today of you and Jay like smiling at the camera, and Matt, he's like making an argument at the point. Like, yeah, it's kind of funny. All right, let's go 780-218-9999. 780-218. Lars says ketchup on pancakes. You know, the odd time I will dip pancakes in ketchup if I've got like some extra on the plate for my bacon.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
Like you just
ketchup and syrup. You're cleaning up the plate.
I've done that.
I hit that.
I'll put syrup on breakfast sausages as part of the breakfast. You know what I do really like? I love Chipotle dip and sauce. The boys are getting into the brats.
Boys are getting the brats. The Gager, as soon as he saw Hernan sit down with that brat, I've never seen him move so fast in my life. Sully says he puts ketchup on rice. Ugh.
Okay.
Couldn't do that one.
Okay. But I put Chipotle. I dip Chipotle, anything into Chipotle sauce. I love it.
J. Siggy Rocker says my girlfriend puts ketchup on pizza. Huge red flag.
That's a weird one.
She'll never be your wife.
That's a weird one.
Library Pat says, my in-laws put ketchup on potato salad.
Oh.
Gross.
Oh, weird mix. That's a weird mix. I don't love it, but if some ketchup winds up on mac and cheese, it's kind of like,
oh no, I definitely go ketchup on mac and cheese. For sure.
It's not my favorite, but I don't dislike it.
No, it's pretty good. Look at the boys at the Broads here. How is it, boys?
They smell very good.
No.
Oh,
Look at
enjoy.
that.
We'll grab
Smells real nice.
Mm.
How's that pretzel, Jay? How's that biggest pretzel in the world? Is it good? Yeah.
It smells delicious.
That's real nice too. Yeah, I put ketchup on KD religiously.
Yeah, and
That's
I'm
it.
not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I put hot sauce into my KD.
I know some people who do that.
I love it.
But you're not afraid of it. Nobody's afraid of these things.
Not afraid of it.
It's I guess in the end we just live a better life than Connor McDavid because of the ketchup.
Fear-free life of ketchup, which is amazing.
All right, let's dive into a good fun ketchup talk. Thank you very much, Connor McDavid, for providing us with the 20 minutes that we just talked about. If you love ketchup and food, why don't you go get ketchup and food at Boston Pizza?
Get some.
All Boston Pizza locations are absolutely delicious. I'm actually doing a hockey pool draft at a Boston Pizza tonight.
And you guys have a spare room?
There's a room at the, where we did patio show?
Yeah.
There's a room in there
Gateway.
in the lounge. No, different one then.
Calgary Trail.
No, there's a room in there. Yeah, Calgary Trail. There's a room in there, not on the lounge side, but on the restaurant side. And it's like a room for teams and stuff.
Oh.
And we have, I think we have like a 12-man draft tonight. And we have that little room.
That's actually pretty sweet.
It'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
I almost won that league last year. I led most of the year and then lost it right at the end,
Not
which is very
surprised.
frustrating.
I do have lines for the Canucks. The Oilers should be hitting the ice in
We're
about
going to get
5 minutes.
Oilers lines here, I would think,
We
today.
might during this show.
All right, give us the Canucks lines. Final
all right.
preseason action tonight. Are we getting the full-blown Vancouver Canucks?
Let's find out. JT Miller with Dan Heinen and Brock Besser. That's a good line. Elias Pettersson with Jake DeBrusk and Daniel Sprong.
How about Heinen getting that top spot there with Miller and Besser?
It's a pretty sweet spot. I mean, you could make the argument the Pettersson line's the top line.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Ratu with Hoglander and Garland. That's a good third line. Bluger with Arshdeep Baines, who scored here in Edmonton.
Yeah.
And Kiefer Sherwood, who set that goal up. That was nice. And then Nils Aman is the
Pretty
extra
typical
forward.
fourth line. Like, I think that's like a fourth line. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
surprised they got rid of Phil Giuseppe. Remember how much of a pain in the ass
Yeah.
he was for the Oilers in that second round series? Quinn Hughes with Philip Hronik, no surprise there. Susie with Myers, Forbert with Desharnais, Friedman and Juleson are the fourth pair. So I think we're getting full pull.
okay,
from the Canucks.
I'll ask you this question. You want hard questions on the oil stream today? I got one for you.
Man.
Whose blue line would you rather have?
Honestly,
Oilers or Canucks?
Vancouver's.
I just saw that and I was just like, I think this is a good question.
Yeah.
Like Quinn Hughes,
That's a great first pairing.
Hughes Hronik is really good. That's a legitimate, really good first pairing.
Yeah.
Susie Myers
That's
is
huge.
is better than Nurse and whoever they have.
Very true.
And Forbert and Desharnais is a pretty big, powerful third pair.
Legit.
Yeah.
Belzy calls the Canucks defense sequoias.
Oh, I heard him on the hangout the other day say, "Hey, Tommy, we talk about sequoias all the time." I was
and
wondering
it's
what
'cause
that was.
They're giants,
Yeah,
right? They're big. They're
with the exception of Hughes.
huge. Yeah.
Hronik's not huge either, but
Good point.
that bottom,
The
the second and
four
third
guys
pair,
there,
those guys
yeah.
are all big boys.
And then last year, I mean, where that emanated from was the postseason, the second round when they had Zadorov too. He's a big boy. So this Canucks defense, like the top six here, you can mix in Jules and Friedman if you want to. I would take over Edmonton's. I would say it's a superior blue line to Edmonton's right now.
Yeah, Dash Heavy Hockey says I'd also rather have the Canucks D right now. I think that's an interesting question. I think you'd probably make a case kind of both ways if you really wanted. But that's I would rather have Ekholm than Hronik.
Yep.
But I think most people around the league would rather have Hughes than Bouchard.
Although
Nurse
now
Susie's
it's probably
a very
becoming
interesting
debatable.
conversation.
Yeah.
And then
Susie was on the Oilers' radar, as we saw. Remember they had the jerseys that accidentally. So the story behind those jerseys, remember there was a few players.
there was yeah.
Those were ready in case the deals were made for those guys. They weren't supposed to be resold in the shop, and it got out. So that was the story behind those. So there's 3 or 4 guys that management said, hey, be ready. If we play, We need jerseys for these guys, and then deals did not come to fruition. So that's why there was a Soucy Oilers jersey that was in the team store, I believe. So there's that. That's how that happened.
Yeah.
You all right?
Good story. Yeah, no, I was just,
it's just one of the
there.
little quirky things.
All right, let's see here. Zedmo says Ekholm or Quinn Hughes. I mean, I love Ekholm, but Quinn Hughes is Quinn Hughes. Like
we're talking about,
yeah,
a 35-year-old stud Viking defenseman or a young stud Norris caliber defenseman, and with a lot of runway left in his career. I understand. That's a conundrum.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ergo, we won't talk about it any further.
I think you're close to using.
I'm working on trying to use it correctly.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I'm like, ergo is kind of like therefore or thus, right? Like,
is that what it is?
I think so.
Sorry about my hair, everybody. Take off my hat.
Look
a little
at
bit
you.
Sweaty today.
What is this, Ruth's Chris?
Yeah. Where am I? Ruth's Chris downtown, running in the dark so I don't get jumped.
Ergo is essentially therefore.
So it is therefore.
Yeah.
Oh, so I used that one right.
Correct.
Ergo, we won't talk about it anymore. Yeah.
Fancy boy.
Okay. All right, cool.
You don't eat ketchup. You eat catsup.
All right. If you have any questions about the Oilers heading in their final preseason game, let's go. If you're watching over on YouTube, hammer the thumbs up for us as well.
They're putting Jay on the sales floor.
Are you going to go try to sell a truck?
Oh, my.
You're lying. You're making this up. Point me. Just point me. I honestly think this
and
guy.
He wants it.
Hey, he sold me on bringing him on board.
Yeah, well, he sold furniture for a long time too.
I think he'll sell a truck today, which would be a pretty legendary move.
Can we get that on CoolBet as a prop?
That would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
All right, 780-218-9999 is where you can chime in. Tommy, this was a question on 3 questions too many today. You can only watch one player on the Oilers tonight on an ISO cam the entire game. You don't get to watch anything else in the game. Well, who are you watching?
Ty Emberson. Oh, God. Everybody's already watching Josh Brown, Hernan.
Does Josh Brown play tonight?
I don't know.
If he doesn't play tonight, does that mean he's on the team or does that mean he's off the team already? I think if he doesn't play tonight, it means he's on the team.
Then that means Brown might be in trouble.
If Dermott plays tonight.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Oh,
because
Tony Brar just posted the lines.
Oh, we got them. Okay, let's go.
We'll get to the lines tonight.
Thank you.
From Tony Brar.
Tony's down.
Golfed with one time. All right, here we go.
As of 1 minute ago.
Give us the lines.
Tony from Oilers Plus, Oilers
Oh
TV.
boy, that doesn't help anything on the back end.
Okay, here we go. McDavid between Nugent Hopkins, Hyman. Draisaitl with Skinner and Arvidsson. Henrique between Janmark Brown, so no surprises there. Philp centering Podkolzin and Perry. That's good for Philp.
That's great for
Extra
Philp.
forwards are Kajula and Lavoie on defense. Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Emberson. Kulak with Stetcher. Dermott Brown are the extras.
So what gets deterred? To me, the decisions on Dermott and Brown are already made if they're not playing tonight.
I think that's
whatever
valid.
that decision is.
Yeah.
If both those guys aren't playing,
this might be your opening night roster. Because
what's going on with Derek Ryan?
Well, he might be the extra forward here. Well,
I'm just saying he's not listening.
They're giving another look to.
Yeah, I know.
Okay?
Yeah.
They're not sending Derek Ryan down. Kajula and Lavoie probably getting sent down. So I think this is one last look for Philp, obviously, and they'll determine whether they keep him up here or send him down. And I think he'll be the first. I think he's earned the role of first call up.
100%.
Lavoie has had a good camp. That has to be acknowledged. So has Kajula. But Philp playing in this game, I think, is a arrow up for him from the coaching staff.
That would be my opening night blue line.
I think this might be the opening night blue line.
Yeah.
And Dermott Brown, there's going to be a decision that has to be made. Somebody messaged me the other night saying that they think that Dermott might be on his way to getting a contract from the team.
Well, he should. Like, if you want the best team you can possibly have, Dermott's your 7 and Brown's in the American League.
Yeah.
It's just we said it yesterday on Two Guys with Gager and Cass and I. It's just the logical process here is Emerson plays with Nurse, Stetcher plays with Kulak, Dermott gets a contract, and Brown gets sent down.
Yeah.
That might be trending in that direction right there.
Yeah. So the fact both aren't playing. I was told that Dermott was trending towards likely getting a contract. So we'll see. And then the fact that they're not playing. Brown, man, I feel like I've piled on him and everybody else's, and you want to give him a shot, but Reed put it best on the Reed Wilkins show with Jay Milne the other day. He said, I suppose you could describe his camp and preseason as underwhelming at best. And I think that's
Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's a fair way to put it. And unfortunately, it hasn't come as a surprise to essentially anybody.
No, even like many in the organization. So,
valid.
Yeah.
Yes, that's been said to me by a few people.
All right, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or in the Nasty Chat. If you're watching over there, I got the iPad up today so I can see the live thumbs up as they go. And there's only 45, everybody.
What's going on?
Don't make me shoot Tommy with a Nerf gun at close range.
He hit me with the Gatling Nerf gun earlier already.
Well, I did, and Daniel did.
Daniel was pulling on the trigger there too?
The first one he was.
Oh, shoot.
I set up the second one. So you blame him too, not just me.
Well, that was mean.
All right, let's get into a few more of your comments. RCN says, guys, I bet Dermott keeps practicing with the team a bit before finally signing.
They can do that.
He can hang around.
Yeah, they can keep them around to make a decision. I don't know what day they have to declare the lineups.
Luke Gazdick told us yesterday. I don't know if you're listening to the Gazdick yesterday.
I caught
when he said he had a PTO up until Christmas in the American League.
Yeah.
He said he went into Anaheim on a PTO. They sent him down to San Diego, played on like 2 more PTOs down there. And then finally in December, they're like, hey, do you want to get on like a contract for the rest of the year? And he's like, yes, I would love to finally get off a 4-month PTO.
Ugh. Yeah.
That would suck.
Yeah. They did that with Chris Kelly. Remember the 2018 Olympic year? Chris Kelly ended up being on the Olympic team.
Yeah.
No NHLers, obviously. Well, he was practicing
for a while, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And then I think they got him into some games down in Bakersfield before he went
to Olympics.
To the Olympics, yeah. That was interesting. And yes, they can do that, but we'll see. We'll see how they declare.
Oh, I thought you were waving at me, Hernan. You were just stretching. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Hey, did you sell a truck, Jay?
Gave up, huh?
Let's get this guy one. Let's lock this in.
Let's go.
Zedmo says the Oilers are going to rest Josh Brown for the Four Nations face-off.
Yep.
Thanks, kind of funny, Zedmo. There we go. See, the likes are up to 61. Let's not be shy here. We are what, 3 oil streams away from puck dropping on the regular season.
Yes, we are.
It's time to crank this thing up a notch.
Let's go.
So hammer the thumbs up over there as well. Yag Welder guy says, guys, you know if you're paid a league minimum on a PTO?
I think
what is
that? You get per diem.
You're not getting anything really, are you?
You get per diem and your expenses or like your living situation taken care of. It's something like that, but you're not like salaried. You're not getting it's not a contract, obviously. You get some money, but not a lot.
This is on Reddit.
What does it say on Reddit?
PTO is given to a veteran, blah, blah, blah. Most teams use these deals round out rosters. Remember Christopher Stieg? Well, this is the Oilers Reddit.
Oh.
There's way too much info. I don't want to read all this.
Yeah. I could ask and find out, but I'm pretty sure it's just
PTO is just a camp invite with no obligation to sign by either. But I don't think they're getting anything. Right? I don't think you get anything outside of like, hey man, we'll get you a place to stay and
accommodations taken. Gager, do you know?
Yeah.
If you're on a PTO, you get per diem and accommodations.
And that's it?
Yeah, that's what Gager said.
Okay.
Yes. Head nod.
That's it. So, okay. So, yeah, they cover your expenses. But you probably have to submit your receipts, right? Then you have to take pictures and
envelope
every single week or every single month, CFL and TSN, like when I take a cab, hotel receipts, all this stuff. And I have to print off this finance report, send it to the lady. And then I'm supposed to have the receipts in by like the final day of the month. And I'm always like the morning of the final day of the month, I'm trying to gather all my receipts. And then every time I get like a taxi receipt or a gas receipt, I jam it into my backpack. So then I take them all in my backpack. They're all folded up. It's a mess. I'm horrible at receipts.
I had to do that with the Oilers.
Yeah.
That was brutal. But hey, you found ways to get that extra beverage on there. And it was always covered by
nobody ever finds that one, do they?
Yeah, your daddy had 3
true.
last night.
I've been filling up my personal vehicle for years on TSN, and nobody said a thing. Just kidding. I wouldn't have the balls to do that.
I know.
Tommy, is this team right now better than the one last year? Was our fan zone topic today?
I heard that. Like, better than the one that got to the Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final? No. Better than the one that started the year last year? Very, very close. I'll give the forwards are obviously better. I think the goaltending is better, solidified out of the gate. That was silly. I thought that people were still asking about the goaltending compared to last year. Just my opinion. And then the defense is less so compared to last year. Overall, I'd say similar, maybe slightly better. They need Emerson to evolve and grow into this role, and then just get a solid patchwork of games from either it's Dermott, Brown, or Stetcher. Kulak, is steady. He's always very constant. He doesn't really have peaks and valleys. That's rare for his game. And then you need Darnell Nurse engaged and playing well. I think it's capable of being better out of the gate than the team last year, but the defense is worse. Offense, forwards better, goaltending better. Overall, slightly better, I'd say. In a roundabout way, taking too long to answer that question. Yes, better, but just slightly going into the season.
This text is in from Al this morning. It says, hey, boys, Brown was the worst defenseman analytically last season. For context, he was giving up chances as well as McDavid was producing them, but against third and fourth liners. And I think Jonathan Willis
had a thing on it.
Yeah, Willis had this tweet. Said 192 defensemen, 6 per team, have played at least 1,900 minutes at 5-on-5 since 21-22. Here's the entire list with a worse expected goals for percentage than Josh Brown.
Let's hear it.
1, Patrick Nemeth. 2, Marco Scandella. Nemeth is playing in Switzerland. Scandella's a UFA.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And Josh Brown.
So he was 190th out of 192 defensemen in expected goals for percentage, which kind of blows my mind because I've read the articles from Low Tide and other people who are like, the Oilers are analytically driven now. And that doesn't make sense then. Like an organization that's analytically driven would never, ever in a million years bring in the third worst analytically proven defenseman for the last 3 years. I mean, it just doesn't make sense.
That goes back to the comment. I think somebody owed somebody.
Has to be the case. It's one of two things. Somebody owed somebody something, and they gave him 3 years.
Yeah.
Or they lost Desharnais. They knew they weren't going to keep him, and they panicked for the toughness of Brown.
Potentially, maybe.
And they're just like, okay, we need somebody who can fight if need to, which just that really doesn't exist much anymore.
Yeah.
Those are the only two options. So I would hope to believe that it's option number 2, and they panicked and just thought they need some toughness and decided to sign the guy. I still don't know why he got 3 years.
But that wouldn't explain the third and second year of the deal. You could have just gotten a guy for a year. I don't know.
Look at Claire popping up in the chat there. Right. I was just like, what is this?
The chat?
Says Southport Chef. Hey, Nasties, what do you want the next flash deal to be? Silverado 1500, Tahoe, or a Suburban?
Ooh.
They're all very nice options. Slide in there. Fire an answer over to Southport Chev on the Nasty Chat right now. And they'll give you some sort of sweet deal on either a Silverado 1500, a Tahoe, or a Suburban. And now that I know I can fit in that Corvette, I'm going to get one of those today. I'm going to go home to Tam and be like, check it out.
We got a Corvette.
Yeah,
it's 2022. Claire updated
no
me
kids.
on that.
Yeah, 2022. I got a video getting in it. I'm going to post that a little bit later on.
It's nice. Oh, yes.
I didn't. I'm a little nervous about that.
Test drive a 24.
Is it right there?
It's right there.
And I can drive it?
She thinks so.
Oh, man, I don't know about that. Where'd you test drive it to? Vancouver.
Yeah. Let's go.
People are saying Tahoe. Tahoe for sure. And then Extra J, of course, says #fire Dustin Schwartz.
What does he have to do with the defense?
I don't know how Dustin Schwartz popped up in this conversation. It wasn't supposed to be a Dustin Schwartz day, but here we are. Okay, look at this one. This text is in. It says, "Or was Josh Brown the one pick they allowed Stoff per season?" ... Joking, of course.
Yeah, I don't think Bob would.
But he is a proponent of having some toughness.
Of course,
tough guys want tough guys.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
What did he tells a story where he got was it Todd Fedoruk that he fought in minor hockey, punched him square in the
nobody
head,
fights in minor
broke
hockey.
his wrist.
I'm sorry.
Southside Athletic Club, midget AA.
Midget AA that you're taking your helmet off and I guess fighting.
I remember Mark Fistrick chasing Dion Phaneuf around one game.
That would have been funny.
It was funny. Dion did not want to engage.
Were they wearing cages?
Yeah, it was banned in AAA.
Exactly.
I don't blame Dion. He was getting ready to go to Red Deer, and Mark was getting ready to go to Vancouver. But we sucked. We were terrible. Go on.
Milchi says, I'd actually prefer the explanation that the Oilers were extorted into the Brown contract, exonerates the evaluation and competency, and will make for a great 30 for 31 day. Netflix Untold. That would be that'd be good. Zedmo says he must have just been the toughest free agent. I think
I don't know.
I think that's what it was. I think they're sitting there and going, we don't have a defense. Like, you don't want Darnell Nurse to fight. Not that there's a lot of freaking fighting anymore anyway.
No, there isn't.
Which is why but those guys don't get 3-year contracts.
That's what,
like, fringe guys who fight don't get 3-year contracts. No. Show me another fringe guy who fights who got a 3-year contract this offseason. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Finger. Remember Jeff Finger and
Jeff Finger got like the worst contract of all time.
It was like 3.5 for 3 years, something like that by the Leafs. And when they were asking Cliff Fletcher, who was the GM at the time, about Jeff Finger, he was describing a completely different player.
I think it wasn't even the right guy. He was on July 1st, 2008, the Maple Leafs signed Finger to a 4-year deal worth $3.5 million per year.
He was a Marley like 5 months later, and he stayed a Marley.
That's something.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're going to call. Maybe he does get sent down and they call him up when Calgary wants to throw out. Who knows? Who would their tough guy be? Walker Dewar, who they just sent down?
Lomberg.
Lomberg is more of a
still,
crap disturber.
I mean, that's a guy that I think he would be willing to. How many fights did Lomberg have last year? Let's see.
I don't know. He's in Florida.
Let's see.
I would say 3 to 4 he had. How many fights?
Last year?
No more than 3 or 4.
2. McBain and Colasar.
Colasar is a tough customer.
McBain and Colasar. Well, here we are. Latest fights. 2 last year. Colasar and McBain the year before that. Englund, Pizzetta.
Pizzetta's tough, but he's not a huge guy.
Yeah, but who led the league in fights last year? How do you see that here?
Rempe.
Oh yeah, Rempe for sure.
See, now that's where you want Josh. If you think Rempe's going to run around on McDavid and Draisaitl, that's where you put Josh Brown in.
But for 3 years,
go fight him. Exactly. That's where it's like, the 3 years you can't justify.
I think it to me, and some other people will be like, well, no, it does hurt them. To me, it doesn't hurt them. I'm just fascinated by the decision. Right, because you can just bury him, whatever. You can get better defensemen. You'll trade for somebody at the deadline. Probably won't talk about him again. But I'm just fascinated by the decision to go get him and give him 3 years. That's what I find really intriguing. It was on July.
It was like right away. They announced the signing of Josh Brown to a 3-year deal. What? I remember looking at it. I was like, what am I missing here? So here we are.
It's a little strange.
Text comes in out of Calgary. If Lomberg is your toughest guy, you're in trouble. Like, he is a pain in the ass to play against, and you like having guys like that, but I don't think he's your quote-unquote tough guy, bruiser that's going out there and beating the crap out of people. He can play a little bit. Like, he's a spit disturber.
It almost says, hey, sweet hoodie, Tom, where can we order one?
Maddie's working on the next pop-up shop.
The next pop-up store, yeah.
With Chelsea from the Hive. He says he's got some different looks this was the original, right? This is the OG stuff, but it's coming up soon. And he said he's going to keep the merchandise window shorter because he wants to make sure if you're buying like gifts for people for Christmas that they arrive in time.
Yeah, we're talking like, I still think we got to get to a place where we have permanent store, like all the time. But if you're going to want some of our new merch, it's only going to be open for like 2.5 weeks, I think he was saying.
Yeah.
So just be ready. And then we can get it to everybody by Christmas, which is good.
This text comes in and says, Carrick had a few fights last year until he came to Edmonton. But Carrick's always kind of been a fighter, and he'll fight anybody. I liked Sam Carrick, honestly. Just served his purpose here.
Yeah, I didn't mind when Carrick was in. I thought he did some good things.
Yeah. Al says, boys, Brown signed for 3 years on the first bloody day in the first few hours. Makes no sense. Yep. Al, we're with you, man. We are with you. Let's see what happens. And like I said, it seems like Dermott's on his way to getting a contract. See if that comes to fruition. Him and Brown doesn't look like they're going to play tonight, according to the lineup that Tony Brar posted. And Philp gets another look, which is good for Philp, man. Very happy for him.
What would you say as of this moment is the percentage chance that Philp is the fourth line center to start the season?
They're not moving from Derek Ryan, I don't think. Derek Ryan, I think, is the guy.
He'll be there for opening night.
Yeah. Like, Philp has earned it.
Well, yeah, no, he's played well enough to be a National Hockey Leaguer opening night. 100%.
I think we're going to see a bunch of Noah Philp this year in an Oilers jersey and not a Bakersfield Condors one. I just don't know what the plan is in terms of, do you put him down in the minors so he's playing a bunch, or do you reward him with a start in the NHL, but he only plays once every fourth or fifth game? What's better for the guy?
What line do you like better?
I like the idea of going and letting him play.
Okay, no, I was just going to say from fourth line perspective.
Oh.
Podkolzin, Philp, and Perry, or Podkolzin, Philp, and Derek Ryan?
I like the potential of Podkolzin, Philp, and Perry.
Yeah.
But I think right now in this situation, getting ready for a new season, all that comes with it, hoopla and excitement, I think Derek Ryan's better suited for it. And then in a perfect world, in my opinion, I'll just preface it with that, at some point, Philp takes over for Ryan, and Ryan becomes like the utility knife.
This is not a question about
player
who's been the better guy, but as a hockey player right now, Philp or Perry?
I'm partial to a guy who's won.
I know you like mentioning that.
I'll say Perry. And again, that's kind of like Ryan too. I'll take the same stance on that. That later on in the season, Philp's feeling good about his game, confident. He's playing in the NHL and he's more effective than Corey Perry. But Perry brings some things, and he's Corey Perry, man. Like, there's clout there, and it's good to have. I think it's good for the team. I think the opposition hates Corey Perry generally for his rat-like play. There's something to it. That's why I'm partial to it.
Do you think Jeff Jackson was trying to emulate last year so much that he's like, we need a Brown contract that people will complain about?
Yeah.
Just because there was a Brown contract last year that people complained about?
Yeah.
And now they have another one. It's just like same.
Exactly.
Got to run it back.
Yeah. Needs throw some.
That might be the justification of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Could see that being a thing.
Throw some chum to the Sharks, man.
Yeah.
I'm being completely sarcastic.
All right. We have about 5 minutes left in the oil stream. EST afternoon's coming up right away after with Hernan Salas and Joaquin Gage. Reed Wilkins show with Glue Guy, which is great. I listened to them for about 29 minutes. It took me to drive from my house out here today. Excellent. And 29 minutes. And I live on the West End.
You took the Henday?
I took the Henday.
Nice. Up to 15?
Once you get on Manning, it's like a 10-minute drive max.
Yeah.
It's not far to come out to South Florida Chevrolet.
Getting out of downtown, that's what ate up most of my commute, was getting out of downtown onto Fort Road, then Manning.
Yeah, and that's kind of a pain in the ass to go anywhere.
Yes.
Right? Like once you're on Manning, man, it's a hop, skip, and a jump. right here to South Florida Chevrolet, where your drive is their passion. 23 likes away from changing 100. So let's hammer that before we wrap this bad boy. Hey, well, go ahead.
I was going to say this one. This text comes in and says, everyone got the experience of going to the ship. Perry's experience isn't quite as important as it was last year. What do you think about that?
I think at a small level, I would agree with that text. Like, I understand. Perry was brought in last year because he had Stanley Cup final experience.
Right.
This year, 90% of the group has Stanley Cup final experience. So yeah, I don't think that's a crazy take to say that he might be a little less impactful now than he was last year.
I was very surprised when they signed him and at the dollar value he received. But they like him. I asked Belzy. Belzy played with him at the World Juniors. I was like, is he a good teammate? He goes, he's excellent. He's a guy you want on the team in the room. Like, even when he's a fourth.
The problem is, how many Stanley Cup finals has he lost in a row?
4?
Maybe just because of that, you don't bring him back.
Bad juju.
Like, let's just say, hey, man, nothing against you. It's been great. You did what you needed to do when you came in, but you clearly can't help a team win a Stanley Cup anymore.
What if this is one of those storybook endings where he started his career essentially with a Stanley Cup. He bookends it with a Stanley Cup.
They tried to do that last year. I'm pretty sure if he won a cup last year, he would have retired.
I know. That would be something, though.
All right, EST, what do you guys got coming up on the show today?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, cool. I like that. That's real good. Blue guy's eyes?
Why? What happened? Claire, this is every day.
I think they're a little close together. No, like compared to Hernan. I'm looking at you two guys side by side right now.
Normal eyes.
Hernan's eyes are a little bit wider apart than yours. Maybe his are too far apart. Gager, let me look at your eyes, Gager. Actually, your eyes are about the same as Jay. Hernan, maybe your eyes are wide apart.
That is.
Anyway, EST Afternoons coming up right here from Southport Chevrolet. It's been fun for me. I have 5 hours on the air out here today. It's a great place.
Awesome.
It's a fun place. If you want to swing on out to Southport Chevrolet today, come on by, see the boys. They've got the brats were out there on the barbecue. The pretzels were going as well. Bring something by. Bring some snacks by. There's that little cute baby again.
There's a fresh baby strolling around and a puppy.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that baby in the back of that truck with all those snacks and just see what he does.
Oh,
but we're collecting snacks for
Boys and Girls
Club of Fort Sask to give them some help here. So is that Renee?
No.
Oh, I thought that was Renee from the Nasty Bash.
Oh. Those ladies look like they're looking for a Corvette.
Ah, well, we're going to get you in a Corvette today.
Let's go.
So you got that going on down here as well. Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza. And Tommy's going to have some pre- and post-game at Boston Pizza as well this year. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
As well. Enjoy that preseason game tonight, eh?
That's right. Oil Stream pre- and post-game show tonight. Myself, Hernan Salas, Joaquin Gage, filling in for Matty Cassidy.
The people are desperate for a post-game show.
We're ready for it. We are ready.
Best in the city. Bar none. I mean that with all my heart.
We're fortunate to have a great crew at EST, and we're going to maximize it to its full potential.
Join the boys tonight. That'll do it for me. We'll turn it over to Hernan and Gager. Great job today by Trev and Zach back in the EST offices. And I will talk to you on Monday on The Nielson Show.